episode of Friday Night SmackDown, only on Fox. Carson Wentz has had an up-and-down season, shall we say, but he might have figured it out at just the right time. Last 4 games, Wentz is averaging over 300 yards a game and 3 touchdowns to go along with a 3-1 record. After their big win against the Cowboys, Doug Pederson said, quote, "Now we're starting to see just who Carson is." Shannon, you've been a fan for a while. Do you agree with Pederson?
No, I agree with him wholeheartedly. Sick of that notion. Yeah, Skip Bayless.
Yeah, why?
You know why. I've been telling you this all along, and this is why talent evaluators constantly try to bam into your head that walking to him is better than Dak.
Yeah,
because
they all dug in on Carson Wentz before he was
No.
the third coming or the fourth coming or some coming.
As Jen read the stats, last 3 weeks, 70% completion, over 300 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And he's doing this, banged up Zach Ertz, no Alshon, no Aguilar, thank God for that, no D-Jack. Greg Ward Jr.
He's really good.
Yeah, no, he really good. The man been cut 3 times. We tried to get rid of him as many times. He kept coming back.
They kept him on their practice squad because they couldn't figure out how to get him on the roster. And they're admitting now we made a mistake. He should have been ahead of Aguilar on the roster.
First of all, you do this is how waivers work, Jen. I know you know this because you cover the same part. When someone release you, you're undrafted, you can get the sign. You're going to go wherever. Anybody can claim you. Nobody claimed him. Guess what? On the practice squad, somebody's like, you know what? That guy over there on the practice squad, I like him. I'm going to bring him in. You can't sign him to your practice squad. You got to bring him to your active roster. Someone could have did that. Nobody did that.
Boy, he looks good to me.
Yeah, he sure does. Guy look a lot better with them walking to him, throwing it to him, huh? Hey, we got our thing Whiteside, who is, hey, he's a rookie, and he's going through his rookie, tolls. But, Skip, look, just imagine if he had Gallup and Cooper.
I wish he had Cooper.
Hold on. The guy that you said changed Dak's life, Dak was never the same. Now you want to get him away. Give him away, huh?
The guy who walked right out of the game at New England and said, I just can't deal with him. He's too good for me. Stephon Gilmore, I quit. No mas.
Skip, this guy's doing this, and he got 2 guys. Greg Ward Jr., who was a college quarterback. Yes, he played some receiver early, but he was known as being a college quarterback, and a guy that has 2 last names, Boston Scott, giving it folk. And then we got Miles Sanders starting to come on into his own. But this is all about walking to him. This is why you move up. This is why you move heaven and earth. This is why, to get a guy like this, a big, strong, 6'5", 240-pound guy that can shake him off and can make all the throws. And when he doesn't have all his weapons, can still win your game.
Really? You didn't mention a guy named Dallas Goedert, who's a real weapon. I wish I had a backup. I wish I had any.
You got Blake Jarwin.
Yeah, who never gets on the field.
Whose fault is that?
Maybe Jason Witten and Jason Garrett's fault.
No,
right?
Jerry Jones.
Yeah, maybe Jerry Jones' fault. And you didn't mention Miles Sanders, who's right now playing at a much higher level than Ezekiel Elliott is playing. Oh, no, I'm starting because he is playing at a supremely high level. So to answer the question, yeah, we're seeing the real Carson Wentz by default.
What you mean default?
By default. Because you and I both sat and watched the Giants game on that is a night game.
Yeah.
And what happened? Carson Wentz was atrocious in that game for 3.5 quarters, and it was everything I don't believe in him about. He was deer in headlines. He was bounce it to him Wentz. He was wild high. He was wild low. He was just wild off. But in the end, against the defense that is 29th in points allowed, the Giants defense, which he is about to shred on Sunday, against that defense, he finally caught a little lightning in a little tiny bottle. And somehow they survived to overtime. They barely got to overtime, and then they won it in overtime.
If you don't mind,
against the 29th defense in points
if you don't mind me
allowed.
asking,
way to go.
How many come from behind victories do your guy have this year?
We're talking about Carson Wentz.
That's what I'm saying. So you said you want to see a guy come from behind?
Against the Giants. When you stunk it up for 3.5 quarters the way I've rarely seen a quarterback stink it up, your QBR for the game was 53. It's barely above average for the game, which is why he's stuck down there 10th in
Skip,
QBR.
You tell me, hold on. when I say Dak Prescott has been terrible, he was down 21-3. He was down 31-3.
I'm talking about Carson Wentz.
But I'm saying,
did you ask about Dak?
No,
Prescott
I
don't remember.
I need you
Maybe
to have.
I missed the question.
No. I need you to have the same
because
standard.
you don't have any ammo.
Skip.
You can't fire back. What happened at Washington? He was often not very good at Washington.
And what did he do?
They were behind 20.
What did he
Wait
do?
a second, I'm finishing.
Okay.
They were behind 27-24 with 4 minutes left in the game. And another late drive against a bad defense. He finally got it together and finally hit Greg Ward Jr. because they got a little rapport going. They got a little wavelength.
Yes.
They got a little symbiotic relationship
wait a minute.
here because that guy is a receiver of a quarterback and he's thinking the way Carson thinks.
Hold on.
So he got loose with 4 seconds left in the game for the winning touchdown. I'm
confused that you're punishing Carson Wentz for what we've given so many other quarterbacks credit for. Tom Brady, come from behind, not play very well, but find a way to win the game. The Peyton Mannings, the Drew Breeses, all the guys that for some reason that particular day, they're not on their best behavior. But somehow, when they need to make plays to get their team into the end zone and win the game, they do it. Now you're punishing walking to him for that?
Punishing that, but he was just pretty awful for much of both those games. What did he do with 7 minutes left in the Washington game at Washington? He fumbled.
He won it.
He is fumbleina.
And what about your guy? See, here's the thing. My guy just happened to be better than your guy, and you get an opportunity to see it.
I saw your guy pull off a come-from-ahead victory because against my team, my defense did not show up, as usual, at kickoff. So he converts some 3rd and long.
Yes.
And they go down and score, and then they go down and field goal, and it's 10-0, and the game was virtually over.
Okay, we went down and scored. It's 7-0. The Cowboys get the ball, led by Dak Prescott, who leads, Jen, I don't know if you know this, that Dak Prescott and the Cowboys lead the NFL in total offense. They went 3 and out. Okay, they go down and get another field goal. It's 10-0. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys that lead the NFL in yards go 3 and out. Okay, they go get the last touchdown to make it 17. And what does Dak Prescott and the Cowboys that lead the NFL in offense do? 3 and out. So Dak had an opportunity to match walking to him, and every step of the way, what did he do? Spit the bit.
He took cortisone shots. That's what he took. You know it, and I know it. That was not. He was not right.
But when I tried to tell,
that was not Dak Prescott.
Who was that?
All I heard about Carson Wentz last year, he was hurt. He was hurt.
You say no. You say no. My quarterback is just a little better than your quarterback. That's all you. I say, Skip. The man had ACL.
Who showed up your quarterback in the previous 3 games before Sunday's game? My quarterback.
No.
Who threw parties on the Eagles 3 straight games? At Philly last year, at Jerry World, and then at Jerry World this year.
I'm only giving you credit for one.
Played him all 3.
I'm only giving you credit for one, and that was this year. The previous 2, he was hurt.
Oh, okay. Well, my guy was really hurt. My guy couldn't even practice before the game of the year.
And the guy in his back, there's nothing wrong. I say, Skip, the man looks, that's not walking to him. I know the guy. I've been following this guy.
Well, I definitely know Dak Prescott, and he's better than Carson Wentz.
No, he's not.
But this Sunday, Carson Wentz is going to have a walk in the park.
So what does talent evaluators say when they ask you about Carson Wentz and Dak Prescott? What do they say?
I don't know. Who's the talent?
You know.
I'm my own talent evaluator.
And you should know that my guy, walking to him, is better than your guy.
My guy has consistently played at a higher level than your guy.
Not this year.
Your guy is basic deer in headlights.
Not this year.
If they get off right, it can be okay. And if they're playing the 29th scoring defense, he can get it together late.
Who's the biggest front runner?
We're seeing the real Carson Wentz.
Speaking of elite level quarterbacks, time for my favorite topic of the day up next. Heisman winner Joe Burrow. Is he due for a letdown when he faces Jalen Hurts in Oklahoma? Who wrote that awful sentence? We'll see what the guys think up next.